Hello Taurus, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is the Fool. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is a great way to begin a reading. Let's put that Fool into some context. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Wow, this is a lot of great energy. This is really, really cool. A lot of very strong energy. A lot of, it feels like this is a big win. You know, look at this major arcana right here. This is all really, really terrific energy. We have fire and air. We have this art or temperance card, the right usage of our energies, the real strategy to deal with all of the changes that are coming in your life, the planning, the everything. We've got everything we need to get to this success, to get to this power, this ownership of our future. This is really big. I think this is a really big win. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We are going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot. Just selecting one card at random. We'll put our alien on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end. And hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. So let's take another look. Major, major, major. This is it right here. And then we've got some air into the earth. We've got some fire, some water, and a little air. So it's pretty balanced, I think, as far as the elements go. We don't really need more fire. We've got some fire here, which I think is inspired from the fire that we see with both the Eon Judgment card and the Art Temperance card. And then what's really interesting to me is we're going from this 9 into a 6. Now the 6 of Swords is putting some direction on this Fool energy. So let's start with the Fool. This is happening very suddenly for you. This is like a really big, wonderful surprise. It's going to happen unexpectedly. And it's kind of going to throw you for a bit of a loop, I think. It's going to be just a whirlwind, right? Fool is all air energy. It's really expansive. It doesn't care about timing. It doesn't care about inconvenience. It doesn't even care really about being considerate. It just is what it is. It's going to expand, expand, expand without regard for anything else. Has no sense of self. It's happening, right? What we're doing now with this, though, I think is narrowing it down, is harnessing this wind, right? Building a windmill that can actually generate power and success and progress from all of this air. Whatever this opportunity is, whatever this change in your circumstances, perhaps, it could be a sudden revelation. It could be a sudden opportunity. It could really maybe feel like the world has suddenly been swept away. It's kind of, Dorothy, you're not in Kansas anymore. You know, you're suddenly swept away to this new land. And what we've got to do is understand it, utilize it, harness it, and own it, right? We want to manifest it in such a way that it's going to be good for us. It's going to be progress. It's going to be success. Yeah. Now, The recent past, we're going to get this out of the way quick. This is a 9 of Swords. This is a history that is rather checkered, right, as they say. I think that you've had, in the last maybe year, you've had some struggles, okay? And I think those struggles have been exacerbated by our own sense of guilt or shame or responsibility for these hardships. Whatever happened in our life, we feel like is our fault. Yeah. I'm not going to speculate or go into details into what kind of things I think this might have been. We don't need to go there. The point is that this is in the past. Whatever happened is done. There is this real need for you right now to forgive yourself, to not let this become an anchor. This is not going to weigh you down. We have to not necessarily forget about this, but we have to move on from it. Okay? Whatever this was, whatever this colorful history is, okay? Because this is behind us. There's a reason why it's here. There's a reason why it leads us into this 6. So it's kind of a thing that says, look, we don't want to forget about the past. We want to learn from it, right? We went from a 9 to a 6. 6 is all about learning, science, organization, structure, using what we learned here to build a system for taking advantage of this air energy and being able to turn this air energy into power on this plane, success on this earthly plane. It literally is like taking the wind that used to be a tornado, used to be very destructive, but now we've built a windmill and we're generating power. We're earning money off of it, right? So it used to be a terrible thing. Now it's paying the bills, you know? So I think what's going on is your life is really leveling up. I think you have this sense of you're going through this doorway and it's difficult, it's painful, it's spiritual growing pains. Yeah. Your life is transforming. Your life is maybe taking an unexpected turn. It might be something that we didn't really plan for. But you're going through this process, this spiritual activation, this waking up, this transcending, this leveling up, this real breakthrough is happening. And that Fool energy doesn't care if it's a bad time, doesn't care if you haven't had dinner yet. It's happening now. So you better be okay with that. What we can do, though, is try to make it as easy for ourselves as possible. I think that's why we've got this Art or Temperance card up here. The Temperance, we're trying to take this fire and we're trying to ease our way through a little bit. So it's almost like we kind of need to lubricate a little bit, right? We need a little bit of this water energy to cool ourselves down. It's like, in a movie, if you're going to run through a fiery building, you take a blanket and you soak it in water, right? And then you run through the building. Kind of the same thing. I don't recommend you take that literally. Okay, don't do that. But it's the same kind of idea. We're finding ways to make this process a little bit easier as we go, rather than it just being burning on fire and we're just enduring it. We're taking a little bit of, these go this way. We're taking a little bit of this water energy, which we see right here in 2 places here. So first, we've got, let's not skip the 4. Because the 4 of Pentacles, we said this was like all of that air energy now is earning money for you, right? You're turning that tornado into a generator of energy and power, money. But I think this is you really getting settled in this new life, new business, new home, this new physical structure that is the level up for you. It's like you're opening up your own business. You're getting your own office kind of thing. You're getting that promotion. It's something that's manifesting on the physical plane. That is the symbolic result of all of that air energy. That's the result of all of this leveling up, this very active energy. we've got fire up here, we've got fire down here, and we've got all of this air. It's all active energy. It's all settling down here. This is the windmill. This is the power generator. This is what's taking all of this fire and air and converting it to something usable, some kind of resource in your life right now, right? It could be money, it could be health, it could be a promotion, it could be a new business, it could be a new creative outlet, whatever it is, right? It's probably all of these things. And that, I think, is going to bring us over to the path of the serpent, because we start with more air and more fire with a Prince of Wands. So going through this process, it's hot and dry. It's air, it's fire. And this is us going through. We're burning. It's air and fire. It's uncomfortable. There are a lot of growing pains. We're having a hard time adapting. We're having a hard time seeing that this is going to be worthwhile. It's kind of abrasive right now, and it's not a pleasant experience. So what we really are looking for is some of this water to kind of cool it off a little bit, make it a smoother process, right? Make it kind of easier to go through it. Part of this is going to be letting go of that Nine of Swords, right? This is kind of the forgiveness. This is like, let's allow ourselves to feel okay here. Let's have a cathartic experience with whatever that was. If this involves reaching out to somebody or going to therapy or talking about it, writing about it, processing those feelings, letting those go. Those tears, maybe literal, maybe symbolic, those tears are what's going to lubricate this process, make it easier for us to get through this to our future. Okay? So I feel like it's going to be a very emotional time, but we need those emotions, right? We need to let them out. We need to let them flow. And I think it has to do with that Nine of Swords, whatever kind of history that was. I don't think we've really processed that yet. Or part of this process is us dealing with that history, those events, those feelings, integrating them, letting them go, processing them, whatever is involved in that for you. Okay. And then I think that's really going to change us in a certain way. It's going to make us, it's going to bring us into this Prince of Cups energy. See, we're going from Prince of Wands, we're going from this fiery kind of, painful, difficult, maybe frustrated, angry. Now we're kind of going in this little, we feel better, right? We feel a little bit more healed. It's still maybe a little bit raw. It's still not quite perfect, but this is a real win too, right? Just getting from fire to water. And that's all part of this temperance. That's all part of what we're trying to do. The real big win here, not so much even the success, the physical success, all this money and this business, this promotion, this office, this windmill, whatever it is. This is a big win. But the real win is how we're letting go of this Nine of Swords, and we're getting out of this angry, fiery state, and we're becoming a little bit more at ease, right? A little bit more at ease. And then from there, we're able to deal with this Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords here, I feel like this is now a re-evaluation of who we think we are, where we think we are, what we feel we're doing, right? It's about movement of air again. So we've got now this opportunity to reassess. And it feels like we still have some of these tendencies that maybe started that Nine of Swords back in the day, let's say. We still have some things that we have to deal with about that. Okay. And I don't know if this is just so much of like in the internal monologue, dialogue with ourselves. If this is some more negative affirmations that we might be prone to. We might have a tendency to be very hard on ourselves, or to say negative things about ourselves, right? Let's say that about it. So I think what we're ultimately doing through all of this is changing the way we're thinking. Changing the way we're perceiving the world, you know. And I think the path of the serpent is the real win. I mean, at first it was like, oh, we're getting this great opportunity here. This is going to be fantastic. This is going to be a major level up in your life on the physical plane. But the kind of emotional, energetic, spiritual, mental stuff, that feels like the real win here. This feels like where the real progress is being made. Where we're getting out of this maybe angry, frustrated. We're getting a little bit more at ease. And then we're starting to do the work on the internal plane to change the way we think about ourselves, to change the way we think about the world. We've got to put spirit back on top. We've got to turn this card the right way. You know, positive affirmations. This is positive visualizations. This is not focusing on what we did wrong, but focus on what we did right, how we can do better, positive things, right? Can't focus on the negative because it's already happened. I already made the mistake. What did I learn from it? How can I do better? How can I turn this into a win? You know, how can I turn whatever the Nine of Swords was? Remember, we said that this was about learning from this experience or this period of time in our life, learning from it so that we can harness this opportunity now to really be successful. And as a byproduct, well, we've got all of this win too. Win and wind, kind of, they're very similar words. So I think it's about a different approach to the experiences of life, right? What are we focused on? What are our goals beyond the physical success, beyond the earthly? What are our mental, emotional goals here, right? That's the big win. And I think to do that, we have to reaffirm our connection with spirit. We have to, I think, be thankful for this experience. It feels very difficult. It feels like it was challenging. But I feel like it has very important implications for you. It really is a priceless thing. It's not just about how much you're going to earn, right? We can put a number on this, but this kind of development and change and evolution, this is priceless. There's no putting a value on this. It's infinite, right? Let's look at that mystery card. Thank you, Alien, for helping us out. We do still need a name for our alien. If you have suggestions, leave those suggestions in the comments. We've got some good suggestions already, like Mork. We've got Bowie is another contender. We'll see. We'll spend some time. We'll really think it through. So keep those suggestions coming. All right. But as far as the mystery card goes, I want to see some good water energy, some healthy, healing water. That's what I want. Let's see. No. Four of Wands. But the Four of Wands is good too. Four of Wands to me is us kind of returning home. You know, it kind of looks like that. It looks like we're being welcomed back into ourselves. We're being welcomed really into this new life, this future, this level up, right? Whatever is through this fiery doorway that we are squeezing ourselves out of. We're returning home here. And this, well, maybe this is the new home. Maybe it's not a returning home. Maybe this is arriving home, right? With our spirit, fire and earth, with our creativity. Now we can really begin our life. Now we feel empowered. We feel confident and creative. Now our life is manifesting the way we will. Whatever this stuff was back here, this air energy, this Nine of Swords, that was holding us back. That was very restrictive. Now we're free of that. And it's like, now our spirit has been set free. Now we're arriving home. And I really, really do like that. I like that motif, finally arriving home. We're going to do an Jing card today. And I don't know if this is going to be relevant in any way to our message today. But these are the 64 hexagrams that represent the wisdom. Well, there's one for us to look at. Representing the wisdom of the ancient Chinese sages and their connection with spirit. I know this is not the traditional way of casting a hexagram, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now, we did already get one hexagram. And if you know anything about the I Ching, a lot of the time, you'll get 2 hexagrams. You get one that changes, becomes, morphs, transforms into another. So this is going to be quite interesting, I think. That feels right. Seeking union, good fortune, yes. So, look down here. We have the first one that we had was stripping away. This was saying it's fruitless to have a direction to go. Right, stripping away. This is, I think, us separating ourselves, the trying to let go of this 9 of Swords. First, we have to strip away this. Right, we have to get away from that. That was kind of the first step. On the back of the card here, it says, until the old is so utterly stripped from you that you have no choice but to think in new ways, you will only recreate old patterns, right? Do not imagine the future and make plans now. Bring your energy back to the center and honor the process of transformation. What has worn out? Is there a less painful way to let this go? What is underneath the surface? Well, that is exactly where we started with this energy here. Right? We can't get here until we process this stuff. Right? Bring your energy back to the center here and honor the process of transformation. That's what we're doing with this air energy, putting it into a system, organizing it, harnessing it, right? Like the wind in a windmill. Is there a less painful way to let this go? Well, that's what we were talking about with the 5 of Cups. Finding a way to make this process a little bit easier, right? I said that. So we've done that, right? We've done that hexagram. Now the next one is this, 8, seeking union. It says, good fortune. At the origin of oracle consultation, from the source, ever-flowing constancy, no mistake. Not at rest, coming on all sides, for the latecomer, pitfall. So this is saying that we had work to do first, right? At the origin of the oracle consultation, ever-flowing constancy, no mistake. So do this stuff first. Let's get this process taken care of. Let's let this stuff go. Seeking union now. So we've stripped away, right? We have the first one, stripping away, and now we're seeking union. So first you have to dissolve and then you can coagulate, right? You have to separate and then unite. On the back of this one, it says, you are searching for connection and belonging, creating a new world, out of relationships. Following energy flowing from source, you can make the right choices while using self-examination, which was here, self-examination, to avoid mistakes. Beware of increased demands made of you, adding stress. Try not to procrastinate and miss the connection. Where do you belong? Is this a good fit, and do you choose to join? I think this is really quite poignant for this reading today. I think this really kind of sums everything up quite perfectly. So you are seeking connection. You're seeking this new world, right? You're seeking this arriving home. Yeah? So you're making the right choices. And we're avoiding getting back to the 9 of Swords by self-examination, by figuring out where we are, who we are, where are we going. What is it about us that could get us back to a Nine of Swords situation? Because that's what we don't want to go back there. So we need this Five of Swords at the end. We don't want to get complacent. We want the 5 because that's movement. That's always being aware, right? Always being discerning, being examining, right? Finding the connections. I think this is really a priceless reading for you. And I'm so thankful that we got to have this conversation today. I think this really is a huge win for you in more ways than one, right? We've got the obvious way, then there's the more subtle way. I think this is really, really nice. We're going to do an extended, and if you would like to stick around for the extended, just click on the link that's up there. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Taurus, but for every sign. I encourage you to cross-watch, check your other placements, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Thank you for taking this journey with me, and thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.